The 15 best Pokémon cards of the first generation, presented by eBay. Since the cards were first published in 1996, the Pokémon trading card game has grown to become one of the most successful and popular trading card games in the world. The latest set, Sword and Shield, was released in English in February of this year and contains over 200 new cards for trainers to supplement their decks. While the new Sword and Shield cards contain a whole host of new mechanics, card styles, and Pokémon to do battle with, they still pay homage to and build upon the legacy of the very first batch of cards. The first Pokémon cards included the base set, 102 cards, the Jungle expansion, 64 cards, and the Fossil expansion, 62 cards. Together, those 228 cards make up the very first generation of the Pokémon trading card game. This is the collection of cards that many players learned to love in the 90s and continue to love today. Retro Pokémon cards are still available through many retailers like eBay, and plenty of trainers still love to play this older version of the game. With that in mind, we decided to catalog and rank the 15 best Pokémon cards from the original 3 sets. These rankings are in terms of performance and not card value, so while cards like Pikachu and Charizard may still be worth a lot of money and are excellent to collect, they are not always the best cards to play with. Charizard's Pokémon power isn't great, and he's more susceptible to energy removal than just about anyone else. Still, his 120 HP and 100 attack make him the best option for those who want some shock and awe in their Pokémon. Pokémon Breeder eliminates the need to include 2 to 4 useless middle stage evolutions in your deck, and since it's a trainer card, it can be recovered from the discard pile via Item Finder. It's a must-have for important deck archetypes like Rain Dance. Rare Candy is the Sword and Shield equivalent. Never has there been a more lovable tank in all of Pokémon than our old pal Chansey. Chansey and her hefty 120 HP, the highest of any basic Poké, simply can't be beat for stalling. Sure, 4 energy for our highly punitive attack isn't great, but you're never gonna have to worry about using it. No one wants to discard one of their own hard-earned energies. But the outcome of super energy removal is too beneficial to ignore. Losing 2 energy cards is just devastating to any opposing player's tempo. This card was so devastating it had to be replaced by the less harsh Super Energy Removal 2 in Japan. Mewtwo is all about that second attack. Barrier can bring a game to an absolute grinding halt. As long as your opponent can't deliver damage, he or she cannot win, and that opens up the door for any other shenanigans you'd like to pull. Coming along relatively late into the game for the first generation of Pokémon cards, Magmar of the Fossil set has never really gotten the respect he deserves. 70 HP is great for a basic Pokémon. Even better are his not 1, but 2 useful attacks, with the second being particularly deadly. Lickitung's high HP combined with the chance to both paralyze and confuse opposing Pokémon make him the antidote to the popular Haymaker deck archetype. Not only that, but he's plenty versatile enough to justify his high retreat cost. Why would you want to retreat Lickitung when he's making your opponent's life a living hell? Blastoise is a beast on his own. 100 HP and 40 attack that can be powered up via energy are both incredibly useful, but that Pokémon power makes the card borderline unfair. Move as many water energies from one Pokémon to another as often as you'd like during your turn before you attack. The applications of this are endless. In Pokémon Sword and Shield, Frostmoth has a similar power called Ice Dance. Before Mr. Mime's just-or-shoot feet lie the graves of many empires. His Pokémon power, Invisible Wall, makes him one of the game's all-time greatest irritants. Unless Mr. Mime is affected by a special condition, no attack that does 30 or more damage can touch him. Imagine a fully powered Charizard sent out to confront Mr. Mime, only to discover it must retreat. Energy removal simply removes energy, no frills beyond that. And it doesn't need them. Losing a hard-earned energy at any point in the game is devastating. Not including at least 3 energy removals in any retro deck is unthinkable. Hitmonchan is one of the 3 70 HP basic Pokemon essential to the Haymaker deck format. Hitmonchan is efficient and powerful, but he's likely the worst of the 3 by a smidge. The need for 2 fighting energy makes him less versatile than his 2 counterparts. A new Hitmonchan is in Sword and Shield with an inflated attack and HP, but the competitive Pokemon meta may have passed him by. Buzz boasts basically the same stats as Hitmonchan, but makes everything a little cheaper with only a small downside. It's truly hard to beat 30 damage with the potential for more for only 2 total energy. Sure, Electabuzz could hurt himself in the attempt, but his upsides make him a worthy Haymaker inclusion. Scyther is the best of the Haymaker bros by a very slim margin. The fact that his main attack requires all colorless energy makes him extremely versatile and useful. He can be inserted into just about any deck and deliver 30 damage turn after turn. Not only that, but he is the only one of the main Haymaker trio not to have any retreat cost. Players of other non-Pokemon trading card games know that there is one fundamental truth to the format. Card draw is hard to come by. Drawing cards is the engine through which players play any card game, and game designers don't want to make that act too easy. Pokemon apparently had no such concerns. Bill lets you draw 2 cards, simple, elegant, and hilariously powerful. There are no drawbacks whatsoever. In Sword and Shield, the trainer Hop allows you to draw 3 cards, but as a supporter card can only be played once per turn. The only thing better than drawing 1 card is drawing 7. Yes, 7. 7. S-E-V-E-N. Granted, Professor Oak comes along with the stipulation that you must discard your hand first, but if you play your cards right, literally, you can essentially pull off a 6-card draw for the price of 1 trainer. And if you already have a few cards in hand, playing Oak at the right time will almost always change the entire complexion of your game. Professor Oak isn't just the best card from Pokemon's base set, it might be among the best cards ever printed. Professor's research in Sword and Shield has the exact same effect, but like Hop, is a supporter card, limiting its use to 1 turn. Of course, with either Oak or Research, that shouldn't be a problem.